Hello everyone. I figured I'd give a quick video answer here to a question that someone asked me on Tumblr. So Carly Raya asked, how do you go about balancing abilities in games before you have data/feedback from players? Do you do internal testing or simulations, have heuristics to estimate the relative value/power of abilities, or is it mostly vibes based until the players can get their hands on it? Um, it's mostly vibes based. I don't really believe in spending a huge amount of time prior to people playing the game in sort of simulation land because it doesn't really matter. So for example, this is not abilities, but it is weapons. On Fallout New Vegas, I made a spreadsheet, which hopefully I can show in the video here. I made a spreadsheet that listed out weapons by ammo type. I input ammo types with just a base damage value, and then I did some relative comparisons to damage threshold values. And it was just a real basic sort of spreadsheet. And I used it for maybe a couple of months as I sort of theorized about what I wanted to do. And then I stopped using it. I looked at the SharePoint, which is our document repository for Fallout New Vegas, and the last time I accessed that doc was March of 2010. So I completely stopped using it well in advance of the game shipping. And that's because ultimately it's about the practical effect of it in the game. So once you actually have a framework, then I think most of that work should be done in game. Depending on the volume of the abilities, the powers, etc., that you have, maybe some sort of a heuristic or some sort of simulation would be a good way to get a general idea of where things land. But ultimately, I think you just play around with it. Um, I believe test levels are good for certain things. People may have seen Test Josh Weapons, which is part of Fallout New Vegas, but that was only used for a few basic things, and then most of what I did I would do within game levels. So I would run around in the area around Vault 3 and then go into Vault 3 and I would test the weapons against the enemies in that area. I would go to Quarry Junction. I would go to a few other places and I would just play within the level. And to me, that's really the important thing, is to see how those things feel in practice. And then once you get player feedback, then you have to listen to the player feedback, which does not mean necessarily acting on it, but you do have to listen to it and process it and take it into account and make adjustments to achieve the effect that you want in the end. Um, and that may or may not be the idea that the player has or the players have. But yeah, most of it is really about um, taking your best shot at sort of a spreadsheet and laying it out and then trying things out within the levels and seeing how it feels. And then you go from there. That's it. Thanks.